I got a little horde again. These will get easier to deal with once we, Yes, one of these four decision titles is a medieval version of the game, which is kind of hilarious, fighting zombies with swords and axes instead of, you know, guns. I mean, it's not like that's never been done before, but most zombie fiction takes place in a contemporary setting, or at least a post-firearm setting, you know, zombies in World War II and that sort of thing. Later titles introduced a sprint. I can hear all of you talking about how glacially the character moves. It's important to remember I haven't upgraded speed yet either, because that's not a priority. A lot of this game is like defend the point, so you're not going to be doing a lot of running around. Oh, yep, I just took a hit. Yes, health does regenerate. We don't have a great pool of it right now, because we haven't upgraded it. Like I said, I focus on the building aspects at first, because it's high risk, high reward, because you're not improving your survivability, but by getting, like, engineering and factories upgraded first, you can produce more gold, which then makes it easier to get other upgrades. It all comes down to whether or not you think you can handle yourself without upgrading your basic survival stuff. And as I've been demonstrating, that's not really a problem for me. Isn't this where one of our boys, like, died? Because it's usually one of these forted up areas. Nah, I don't see a body. I'd see a body if it was. So yeah, if I wasn't running full screen, I'd be able to see this far away. And I'd lose that added... Because I can be all the way at the other end of the screen, and... This was back before computers had widescreen aspect ratios. Everybody was looking through little square monitors.
Sometimes I think it's a nightmare, but pain shows that it's real.
So, we got a factory. That's dumbed the danger level down a bit. Now you can see our first area starting to climb, because we only have a level 1 tower. Factories are usually what I upgrade first. Like, if you're running because what I can do, or what my plan is, I'm being a little strategic here, because that's kind of what this is about in the, you know, pre-mission planning. I'm gonna let this get to, like, danger level 30 or so. I should be able to handle it by then. Then I'll do the cleanup, because that will allow me to find the factory there and activate it. Meanwhile, I'm gonna focus on getting this factory up to spec, which means... Okay, so that's actually more than I... That's more gold, whatever, than I have. That requires 8,000. Get off my screen. So as we ramp up these weapons... How is... Okay, that's clearly a model of a double barrel. Yet it has, like, 6 rounds of ammunition. And it sounds like it pumps. Then we get to a proper pump action, and that should be a semi-auto, but it's going to behave like a pump action. The M16 gets replaced with an M60 because rifles... Your M16 in this game was basically your automatic weapon. It wasn't a rifle. That would come with Decision 2. And that eventually gets turned into a full-on minigun at 23,000 gold. This shit gets expensive. Got some rocket launchers. I find it odd that the RPG-7 is the, like, highest tier. A Stinger is way more advanced, even though it's not necessarily as powerful. That's not its purpose. Yeah, I can't even get Engineering 2 right now. It's just too expensive, and that's... Oh, that's pricey, yeah. That's a spicy meatball is what that is. Alright, let's... Oh, that's a danger of 40%! Oh, no guts, no galaxy. Let's bring it... Let's get it on. So, is this daytime? Nope, it's still night. So it's all night in the first game. Like, it's just all night. Okay. Fine. Sure. Because, yeah, you have a day-night cycle in the sequels. Oh, we got zombie dogs. These are army medic type guys. They're tankier. And as is traditionally the case with zombie dogs, they move quickly. Best not to let them get too friendly. So, there's the main street. That's where we operate when we clear the area. We got... Oh! Yeah, you get bonus gold for jibbing them, which is easier to do once you have explosive weapons, which I don't have yet because of the high-risk, high-reward, like, early launch strategy I'm going for. The reason this feels grindy is I'm not supposed to be tackling it in this way. I should have a better weapon, but I don't. Because that's even more gold, and I'm saving the gold for the factory upgrades, and the skill I actually need to upgrade the factories. Okay, we want to draw selective aggro from this horde. Up, dog. I almost flubbed the shotgun draw there. That could have been a bit messy. Ow. There's not much threat left. Can afford to be a little bit more rambunctious. No survivors. No mercy for the dogs. Death to the zombie dogs. Still reading that there should be a dead walking around. Where though? Did I miss something? I thought I was fairly thorough. God, I can hear all of you already shrieking for me to up my movement speed. Shut the fuck up. God, everybody gotta go so fast. You know how I got through Dead Space with minimum difficulty? I fucking walked through it. Everybody gotta be running everywhere all the time.
Today I saw the old forger. It's good that the zombies can't use that against me.
What do you mean by a forger? Is he talking like a car? Or a factory? Or what's he on about? I still can't, like... I could capture a factory, I still can't upgrade the factory that I have. It's fun. Well, this is a pretty high danger level. We're looking at 30%. This could go wrong for me. But I have the balls for it. Honestly, if I kite them smartly, I can pull this off. I mean, the strategy I'm going for here is the classic tortoise versus the hare. By not investing in a faster movement speed and focusing on getting the factories going, I'll have more gold sooner, and I'll beat the game faster, whereas all of you would just want to move around quickly, and you end up spending 1.5 times as long just finishing the game, because you thought in the short term and not the long term. Because you all just want to go fast. I want to go fast, but I want to go fast in a way that it, you know, is more meaningful, that I win the race and not just, you know, out-sprint a guy for 5 feet and then pass out. Boom. Okay, so there's our target. Oh, there's a lot of avenues for Zed to come from. If they really start hitting the machine... Because it's more than them just killing me. If they get the... Every time they hit it, they'll reduce the charge. So it's not so much a health bar thing, it's like when they hit it, they slow down its eventual, like, full charge. And if they get it down to 0 at any point, it's an automatic mission failure, because you fail to protect the generator. Because the idea here is that these towers intended to, like, auto-gun the zombies are not disabled. They just, like... The people who were maintaining them fled or died, and now it's down to us to do the job. Okay, so I have to watch it from all angles. Here's where having, like, a threat detector would be great. So I'm gonna have to kite at my teeny slow speed. Okay, we're only at a threat of 15 now. That's gonna rapidly multiply. Load. 50%. Okay, looks like the location is confounding them a little bit. Ooh. Trying to keep that threat down. We're almost home free here. Then we can get on to the factory, Jenny. Yep. Boom, shaka, laka. Hey there. Oh, he's already dead. Okay, yeah, no, it is a double barrel shotgun. How do I have 6 shots?
Better to lay down. Maybe it'll leave me?
Dude, do you realize how many zombies you/we have already killed? And you get nervous about it? Are you kidding me? Okay, so I can upgrade that factory. I think. But then... Will I even be able to buy this factory? Nope. So, is it better to upgrade or is it better to buy? I'm gonna say it's better to buy. Because then at least they'll both be producing instead of like this one producing more, but this one's producing nothing. I also need to upgrade these towers at some point. So yeah, you can permanently lock down a sector. Because the towers will never, like, reduce the danger level all the way down. but they can lock it where it is, and then you basically just do a clear position, wipe the danger down to 0, and then it just stays there unless there's a zombie siege. But I'm not even sure if that was in this game, technically. So yeah, we're gonna factory capture. Of course we are, because we want more gold. And no, I'm still not upgrading movement speed. I know that my viewership is small to the extent of being non-existent, but I still feel like I'm getting inside your heads, and I can hear what you're thinking, and it's stuff like, why don't you get speed upgrades, you're so slow? And I honestly, it's just, shut up, I've done this before, I know what I'm doing, you're all new to this, so why don't you let the expert work, huh? Why don't you let me be me, and you can do you, because Flashpoint is free, and you can get it, and it runs on Windows 10, and you can dump all the points into speed upgrade, and then spend twice as many days capturing everything because you run out of gold, because you played it like a fool instead of like a pro. I don't understand how we have to find the generator. Don't we do recon specifically to find this stuff? Okay, but I want to... Oh. God, one thing I really want to play is Stubbs the Zombie. For those of you who don't know what Stubbs the Zombie is, it's a game where you play as the zombie, and not just any zombie, not a zombie, no, you play as the zombie. Stubbs the Zombie was just this hilarious inversion of the classic zombie trope. And most of the time, like, what Stubbs is after, because he's not like some mustache-twirling villain character, like, there's this whole section where you end up contaminating, like, a whole city's water supply, with, like, zombie juice, and the reason is because Stubbs had to really take a wicked piss, and he literally just couldn't find a better place to do it than in the city's water supply, so he ends up just pissing in the city's water supply. Oh, that was beautiful, that was, yes. And then, of course, the water supply, like, breaks and floods the city, and it's this huge zombie mess, and oh, Stubbs the Zombie is great. That's why I wanna make that part of my repertoire on this channel. Along with things like Shadow the Colossus. I have an appreciation for the classics. I don't care how old they are. You know, they set trends, they informed the style of games to come for years, they are hallmarks. I mean, you don't walk into an art museum and go, who cares about all this shit, it's so old. It's fucking art, man. Well, that threat level jumped up pretty quick. Halfway. See, I'm thinking more along the lines of the sequel because, with like shit weapons attempting this with at this threat level, you would just get your absolute ass kicked because there would be cop zombies with guns and military zombies with guns and grenades, and you would just be owned. But this earlier installment doesn't feature those enemy types, or at least not at in these particular map locations. Oh, screw that. Just whip out the shotgun.
I'm so jealous. They don't get tired. Wish I could do the same.
Who says they don't get tired? Maybe they're tired all the time. Because they're zombies. Alright, the threat level there is 24. Okay, so another important thing. Your productivity from your factories is influenced by the threat level. You get less from factory production the higher the threat level happens to be. Let's go ahead and, because I can actually afford it now. That's going to be a while, and I can't even afford to upgrade a factory, so we're just gonna do a assault position.